Vrindavan Dham. A devotee once asked His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, what was our qualification to receive the highest knowledge of the supermost, topmost realm of the spiritual world? Srila Prabhupada, with all humility and honesty, replied, "You had no qualifications. I made your qualifications." And this is so true. It is something for us, while here in Vrindavan, to very sincerely meditate on. It was here for many years at the Radha temple that Srila Prabhupada lived in those tiny little rooms. Now if you go there, it's very opulent compared to the time of Srila Prabhupada. As he was translating Srimad Bhagavatam, writing purports, he was praying to his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, to Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Jiva Goswami, praying at the feet of all the great acharyas of our parampara, to help him, to empower him, to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, Thakur Bhakti Vinod, and all of our acharyas. To bring this message of the love of Vrindavan, as Lord Chaitanya taught it, to the whole world. Srila Prabhupada was alone. In one beautiful essay that he wrote, he describes how everything of this worldly existence had vanished in his life like a dream. In fact, he gave everything up for the simple purpose of fulfilling the order of his spiritual master. We know the story in 1922 in Calcutta on his first meeting with Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. He was given an order. You are an intelligent young man. Take this message of Lord Chaitanya and spread it throughout the world in the English language. At the time he was married, He had just had a child who was a baby. And no one had ever succeeded in the history of the world to successfully spread this message beyond the boundaries of India. Srila Prabhupada posed his questions, and he was very eager to tell us how happy he was to be defeated by his Guru Maharaj. And from that moment, he took that order as his life and soul. Even though it was 11 years later that he got initiated. In 1959, he had recurring dreams of his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, beckoning him to take sannyas for this specific purpose. September 17th, 1959, Srila Prabhupada took sannyas in Mathura at the Keshava Gaudiya Math. And interestingly, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj asked Srila Prabhupada, who was getting initiated, to give a lecture. That doesn't happen often, that the people getting initiated are asked to give a lecture. And gathered there were Brijabasis, people who speak Brijbas, Hindi, Bengali. There was hardly a few people that knew a word of English. But Srila Prabhupada very enthusiastically gave a lecture in English. Because Prabhupada's life and soul was to please his Guru Maharaj. He didn't consider material concepts. Vyabhashayatmaka buddhir ekeha kudunandana bahushaka hyanantascha buddhayo vyabhashayanam. Srila Prabhupada took from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur the purport of this verse from the Gita, that those who are on this path must be resolute in purpose. Their aim must be one. And this means to take the will and the order of the spiritual master as one's life and soul. He left everything in the same mood that Lord Chaitanya loved everything. To give Krishna to the world. Here in Vrindavan, Srila Prabhupada not only prayed, not only desired, but he worked tirelessly to prepare himself for that mission. And just before his 70th birthday, he boarded the Jaladuta in Calcutta. He said goodbye to Vrindavan. In one sense, this is very historical. I can't personally cite any references of history of a person at 70 years old with not good health at all to leave Vrindavan to go across 2 oceans and 3 continents to spread the message of Krishna. Most people retire to go to Vrindavan. Yes, it was Srila Prabhupada's compassionate prayers and his inconceivable sacrifice that was, is, and forever will be the qualification of people from all over the world to receive the message of Vrindavan in such a true, pure, and accessible form. We have come here. There's approximately 5,000 devotees who have registered for the yatra. Perhaps many more will come. At least many monkeys. We can hear them. In this month of Kartik, the most holy of all months of the year, Kartik is the month that manifests and personifies the unlimited compassion of Krishna's eternal pleasure potency, Srimati Radharani. In Vrindavan, any devotional service performed has many, many times more potency to purify our hearts and connect us to Krishna than devotional service performed anywhere else. Of course, we must be very careful because offenses are also magnified here. And in this month of Kartik, whatever progress we make is magnified even beyond that many times. To be in Vrindavan, in the association of devotees at this time, is an inconceivable good fortune that we should never think that we deserve. It has been given to us. It is a gift, a matchless gift. If our hearts are truly grateful, and we express that gratitude through our humble appreciation for Srila Prabhupada's mercy, that of all of our previous acharyas, all the assembled Vaishnavas, and the Supreme Lord, Sri Radha Shyam Sundar. And we express our gratitude through our service attitude. Vrindavan is a land of bhakti. Rupa Goswami explains bhakti. Anyabhilashita sunyam. True bhakti is without a tinge of desire for one's own personal selfish gratification, without a tinge of desires for mystic powers or even liberation. It is executed exclusively for the pleasure of Krishna, in the mood of the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained bhakti in so many ways. In Shikshastakam it is explained, Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kabidam vajagadisha kamaye mama janmani janmanishwari bhavatad bhakti rahoita kitvayi. My Lord, I am surrendering my body, mind, words, life and soul, everything to you. I do not want wealth in return. I do not want the pleasures of the world or the opposite sex. I do not want fame or followers or prestige. I don't want to be known as a great scholar or poet. I don't want mystic yogic cities or even liberation. I only want to serve you, my Lord, for your pleasure. And if you so desire, let it be birth after birth after birth after birth. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to personify in his life the Srimad Bhagavatam. Savai pungshang paro dharmo yatho bhaktiradhoksha jaya hoita ki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. The supreme occupation for all humanity is loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. Such devotion must be without any motive to fulfill any type of selfish desire, and uninterrupted by any situation that may come upon us. Because to practice devotional service in this world, we are inevitably going to be facing incredible impediments. Because this world is made of dualities: pleasure, pain, honor, dishonor, fame, infamy, happiness, distress, victory, defeat, success, failure, health, disease, birth, death. Every one of these things come upon everyone. And sometimes, due to our conditioned nature, we want to select the challenges that I like. But because Krishna is all merciful, Krishna will send us the challenges that we do not like. Because if we like them, they're not really challenges. In Brihad Bhagavatamrita, when Gopa Kumar goes through all the difficulties of life and returns to the spiritual world, the Lord expresses to him, "My dear devotee, you have gone through so many hardships for my sake, and I welcome you home." And Krishna embraced him. All good qualities have their origin in Krishna in unlimited degree. Without a grateful heart, the seed of bhakti cannot really grow its roots deep or have the strength to go up and develop the fruits of love of God, prema. Krishna is infinitely grateful for a devotee who strives to remain faithful, to serve under any situation. If we actually are seeing Krishna as the object of our service, that when difficulties come, although they may be hard on our heart, our mind, our body, deep down, there's an enthusiasm that Krishna's allowing me to not only become purified, but to express the sincerity of my desire to serve, which is the meaning of love. In the beginning stages of bhakti, we may not have love, but we all could have the intent to love. And that is what Krishna sees. That is what Krishna feels. Our intent to love him. Srila Prabhupada writes, Krishna does not see, or Krishna does not accept everything that is offered to him. But Krishna accepts the intent or the purpose in which it is offered. We are here in Vrindavan because of blessings, because of grace. And we want to express that through our sincere, diligent prayers to serve with love. And Srila Prabhupada taught us Krishna consciousness in such a practical way. It's not just a theoretical, conceptual prayer we offer. But every moment of every day of our lives, there is opportunities to actually live by that prayer. By sincerely chanting the holy names. By trying to serve the Vaishnavas. By trying to spread this glorious mission that Srila Prabhupada risked everything for to the world. By reading Srila Prabhupada's books, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. By discussing these subjects with each other. By doing puja. Whether we're worshipping the deities, or sweeping the floor, or distributing books, or cooking, or just chanting the holy names, sitting on a train, or in a Bombay traffic jam. Every moment is an opportunity to practically express our gratitude. And that is how we make spiritual progress. Srila Prabhupada invited devotees from all over the world to come to Mayapur and to Sri Vrindavan Dham each year to associate one another, to absorb the infinitely merciful environment of bhakti that permeates this holy place. and to utilize our every moment to hear and to chant and to serve. This is the rule of the yatra. It is not necessarily a rule that is enforced, but it is a rule that we should discipline ourselves with by our own free will. Every moment of life is precious. To be in Vrindavan in Kartik with thousands of devotees is supremely precious. Anything we do with sincere devotional service, Sri Vrindavan Dham is going to reciprocate with us. The eternal abode of Sri Sri Radha Shyam Sundar, where every speck of dust is Chintamani, every tree is a Kalpavriksha, and where the presence and the mercy of all the great acharyas is forever manifesting into the hearts of each and every one of us, whoever we are. Krishna does not see our material qualifications or disqualifications. Krishna does not see whether we're big or small, whether we're famous or nobody knows us at all, whether people like us or hate us. Krishna just sees the sincerity of our hearts and our will to serve and to chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In this beautiful prayer, Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostate. We begin by addressing Krishna as Karuna Sindhu. Hey Krishna. Hey means a cry, a call out with all humility to Krishna. Like a baby in a helpless condition cries out for its mother. Like a little calf, when surrounded by Vrindavan monkeys who are about to tear it apart, cries out for its mother. Hey Krishna. We cry out to Krishna, who is an ocean of kindness. But we have no conception of this type of ocean. During Prabhupada's time, when you wanted to cross an ocean, you went by boat. Srila Prabhupada, 38 days from Calcutta to New York. Whether it's the Atlantic Ocean or the Pacific Ocean, these are like tiny specks from a drop of water compared to this Karuna Sindhu. Because the ocean of Krishna's mercy, it has no bottom and it has no shores. It is infinite in all directions. And that infinite, inconceivable, unimaginable kindness, Krishna can direct all of it toward each and every one of us. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijam yaham. That Krishna descends into this world many, many times in the course of history. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vedi tattvata tyakva deham punara janma naiti mam eti sorajuna. And one who understands the transcendental nature of Krishna's appearance and activities in this world will never take birth again, but will attain the Lord's supreme abode. The Lord especially comes to reciprocate with the love of the devotees. And in this reciprocation, to attract the hearts of all fortunate souls back into this unlimited ocean of His love. The Srimad Bhagavatam explains many incarnations of the Lord from this perspective. We'll speak just a few of them. The Lord appeared as Matsya to reciprocate with the love of Satyavrat, a great king. The Lord appeared as a tiny little fish. Satyavrat just went to get some water from a little pond of water, and this little tiny fish was just covering a small part of his hand. And obviously he didn't eat fish. So he was about to throw the fish back in the water, and the little fish spoke. Not in a thunderous voice like the Ten Commandments, but a sweet little fish voice. I don't know how to speak like a little fish. But he spoke according to his size. King, don't put me in this water. There's so many big fish that will swallow me. Take me home with you. Satyavrat didn't know this was God. Of course, talking fish are not ordinary. So he took him home and put him in a nice little bowl. And suddenly the fish became as big as the bowl. So he threw him in a well, and the fish became as big as a well. He threw him in a lake, and the fish became as big as the lake. Threw him in the ocean, and the fish said, now there's so many big fish that may swallow me. Now by this time, Satyavrat Maharaj was beginning to understand who this was. Matsyavatar appeared as a huge fish, and as they were blissfully sailing through this ocean of dissolution, of devastation, Matsya was reciting the Vedas to him. Very good lesson. That if we just please the Lord and accept the Lord's mercy, even in conditions of dissolution, devastation, or even death itself, the Lord will be there to protect us, to save us. The demigods are on various levels of devotees. Some are pure devotees. Some are karma mishra devotees. Some are jnana mishra devotees. But the Lord gave them an order: churn the ocean of milk. So they were working to do it on the order of the Lord. And they had this giant mountain as the churning rod, and the mountain started sinking, to reciprocate with the sincere service of His devotees. The Lord manifested Himself as Kurma, a very large-sized tortoise. And He bore the entire weight of this massive mountain that all the devas and the asuras could not hold up. And as it was grinding on his back, he was feeling a pleasing scratch, because he had an itch on his back. He had an itch on his back just so that he could enjoy the service of his devotees. And then the Lord appeared as Varahadev. Lord Brahma is a great Vaishnava, a great devotee. On behalf of the rishis and the sages of the devas, Brahma prayed, the earth has sunk on the bottom of the ocean. There's nothing I or anyone else can do to save all the living entities on Mother Earth. In a helpless state, Brahma prayed to Vishnu. And Vishnu is transcendental. How he takes his birth. First of all, Brahma's a man, and usually people don't take birth from men. And second of all, he came out of Brahma's nose. Now, of all places to take birth, out of a man's nose. And he was just the size of a little tip of a thumb. And he came out, this sweet little boar this big, came out. Of course, Brahma was not our size. And then he grew and grew and grew and grew until he was massive like a mountain. He grew so big, he dove into the ocean and lifted up the earth on his tusks, just to show kindness to all of us. He dove into an ocean to show the ocean of his kindness. And the Lord appeared as Narasimhadev. First, he allowed Prahlad Maharaj to endure incredible challenges in his life. He was thrown in fire, he was thrown in oceans, he was thrown in pits of snakes. The little 5-year-old Prahlad just fearlessly remembered Krishna in every situation. And when Hiranyakashipu, this mighty conqueror of the entire universe, he challenged Prahlad, where is this God that you worship? You say that I get my power from this Vishnu, where is he? Prahlad said, he's everywhere. Hiranyakashipu, just to, what is the word? Just to insult Prahlad, to make him look like a fool. He said, he's everywhere? Is he in this pillar? Little Prahlad, with full conviction, said, yes, he's in that pillar. Then let me see him come to save you. Hiranyakashipu smashed his mighty fist against the pillar. Not like that. And then he drew his sword to cut off little Prahlad's head. And Prahlad, with folded hands, fearlessly, Krishna, if you want to protect me, there's nothing anyone can do to kill me. And if you want to kill me, I'm happy to go. I'm yours. Maro birako bijo ichatoha nityata sapratitua adhikar. Bhaktivinoda Thakur expresses this spirit of Vaishnavas. Krishna, if you want to protect me, protect me. If you want to kill me, please kill me. I'm your servant, unconditionally. My body, my mind, my home, my everything belong to you. And just to make Prahlad's words true, this little 5-year-old child Lord Narasimhadev appeared from a pillar. Incredible. Just to prove the words of his devotee, he appeared from a pillar. And just to protect the words of another devotee, Brahma, he appeared as a half man and a half lion. And he was very angry. And after liberating Hiranyakashipu in a very graphic way, he was trembling with so much anger that Brahma, Lakshmi, the sages, the rishis, the devas, nobody could approach Narasimhadev. But then little Prahlad, compared to the demigods, he was very tiny. But with tearful eyes of love, he approached Lord Narasimhadev, and the Lord, by placing his hand on Prahlad's head, felt such ecstasy that the Lord's anger was conquered by his devotee's affection, and Lord Narasimhadev became completely peaceful. Reciprocation of love. For Vaishnavas, the killing of Hiranyakashipu is incidental in this story. The key feature is the love between Prahlad and our beloved Lord. And that Lord of our hearts has that same love for each and every one of us if we just follow in the footsteps of Prahlad. Mahajano yena kathasa panta. These stories are not just histories to study, to give lectures. These are stories that are meant to invoke infinite hope in our hearts of the Lord's relationship with you and me, and the potential that is there. The Lord appeared as Vamanadev to the grandson of Prahlad, Bali. And first the Lord really tested him and even punished him. He came as a little dwarf and begged for 3 steps of land. Bali said, I'll give it. Sukracharya, his guru, said, I curse you to lose everything unless you withdraw this promise. Don't give him anything. So here's Bali Maharaj. He commits an offense to his own guru, who's furious and curses him. And then after giving him the 3 steps, Vamana takes 2, covers everything, and totally humiliates Bali. He's already conquered most of the universe. Now he's tied up with this snake rope, and he's a prisoner. And he's being tried. And the Lord has taken everything away from him, absolutely everything. And totally humiliates him in a public eye. And Bali says, the only thing left I have is my life. Put your 3rd step on my head. I surrender everything. Inconceivable test he was put through. And pain. But because he surrendered, the Lord reciprocated to give him a Vaikuntha planet in this world. And the Lord became his doorkeeper, where Bali Maharaj, 24 hours a day for millions and millions of years, could see Vamanadev, his beauty, his form, his love, constantly.